sure if is it Delhi military or I've been shouted at for no reason, berated. He started to shout at me like I was a child. He told me to go and stand, literally go and stand in the corner. I said, why am I standing here? He gave me no direction. So I'd have to say, guys, so far, what a completely unpleasant experience. From, I'm not sure if, is it Delhi military or I've been shouted at for no reason, berated. I merely pointed out to the guy that he allowed everybody outside to just become a complete disarray, and then he decided to make social distancing without announcing it, and then started shouting at me because I wasn't stood on a red spot. I merely pointed out to him that it's better to create awareness so that people are aware of what they're doing rather than just shouting at people. But he started to shout at me like I was a child, and then just started repeating himself, so I let it go. And then he told me to go and stand, literally go and stand in the corner. I said, why am I standing here? He gave me no information. I asked other people why I was stood there because, you know, I'm in a queuing system and other people are going through. So he had me waiting there for at least 10 minutes, and then I was informed that I could then enter into the airport. So I thanked him for his time. It was much appreciated. But it's, yeah, I was told by another guy who was Indian who lives in London that they're just power trippers, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just not how you manage people and not how you talk to people, you know. But
anything close.
Hi guys, so I lost my train of thought when I noticed this guy, because I first saw him when I was checking in and he was quite irate and annoyed at that stage, and I didn't want to be associated with him in any way because my objective was to get onto the flight, and it had been quite a long ordeal just to get to this stage.
yeah, so as you can see, guys, everything is closed, which I kind of expected it to be given the circumstance. Oh, here's my #1 fan. How you doing, Billy? So I could really go for an ice cold drink now. Wow, it's pretty quiet though. Let's go over here. Gate 19. I did ask for a window seat because it was just my favourite seat to travel, and given the nature of the virus, the last thing I want is to be in the middle of 5 people or something. But apparently the seats have already been allocated, so it's literally pot luck. You won't know until you get there. One place is open here.
Nadi.
I'm not usually a fizzy drinks guy, but I'm sweating quite a lot. I would like to just sit down with a drink. Hello.
Coffee shop open. You can carry all this bag of food. Yeah.
So do you guys have a desired seat, or doesn't bother you, or?
I prefer to have a window personally.
That's
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
window for me,
Well, I
yeah.
don't like to have to get past people if I want to go out, you know. Especially when they've gone to sleep.
You go to sleep and then you need a wee. Somebody else who wants to sit on.
19.
Yeah, this side's empty, isn't it?
It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a swap of mine.
I'm enjoying the logic that he's providing today. It's very much to my liking.
We'll get ourselves a table as well.
Oh yeah, table.
Nice.
Making a meal of it.
Oh wow.
Oh, we're here. Here we are.
So I have to say, guys, it's really quite surreal being in an airport where you've not seen a single plane either take off or descend. I don't know if you can really see them behind me there. Not really. And it's a lot of the amenities that you'd normally have inside the airport are closed as well. And it's there are no specific seats for yourself. Nothing's allocated. Apparently everything's already chosen for you, so none of us know which seats we're going to actually get on the plane.
Hello.
Hi. That's good deal. Thank you.
कितने रह गए?
Hello.
This camera? This camera?
Camera, yes.
Not about. Put it inside.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the captain speaking. It's my pleasure to be in command of this British Airways operated Boeing 777. We're operating a charter today for the UK Government and Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and we're delighted to have you all on board and taking you back to the UK. I hope you're all managing to make yourselves comfortable in the cabin. Perhaps also worth noting that due to the hygiene requirements both on board the aeroplane and back at our base at Heathrow, the standard of catering on board the flight today back to London will not be the standard that perhaps you're used to on a normal British Airways service. I hope you understand the reasons behind that. Notwithstanding that, we're running ahead of schedule. We'll be pushing back and starting our engines very shortly, taking off towards the west. And the routing back to London today is going to take us 9 hours and 55 minutes. The weather forecast en route is mostly good. There's always a possibility of a few bumps here and there, so I would ask that whenever you're in your seats you keep your seatbelt securely fastened. If you plan on getting some rest, it's a good idea to leave the seatbelt visible over any blankets that you might be using, and then we won't need to disturb you when we come through the cabin doing our checks. Forecast for our arrival into London later today is for a very pleasant evening, and we'll update you on the London weather prior to our descent later on. We're enjoying some settled weather in the UK at the moment, and we anticipate landing around about 6:30 local London time in the evening. So once again, we're delighted to have you on board. We're looking forward to flying you back to London, and now we'll just hand you over to the cabin crew. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be spraying the cabin shortly to conform with international health regulations. This is an essential precaution to prevent the spread of disease. The spray is not harmful to your health, however, if you think it may affect you, please cover your mouth and nose. If you are wearing contact lenses, we recommend you close your eyes first, whilst you spray the cabin for about 30 seconds thereafter. On today's flight, we are pleased to offer you Wi-Fi service. To connect, join the VA Wi-Fi network and open the browser to visit our homepage and discover the packages available. All phones should be placed to silent to avoid disturbing other customers. Please note that video and phone calls are not permitted at any time during the flight. Further information can be found in the Highlight magazine, which is located in your seat area. Thank you for your patience and understanding. We are of course on hand to help you with any questions you might have. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, your cabin crew appreciate what you have been through in the last few weeks, so please sit back, relax, and be in the comfort that you will be home very shortly. To facilitate the operation of this flight, your team of cabin crew and pilots are all volunteers who have completed will have completed an over 24-hour duty by the time we get home. We are here for your comfort, but our main focus is your safety. We have all offered to be here to support you in your repatriation back to the United Kingdom. When possible, we will maintain the UK government's social distance recommendation to help us with this. With the exception of visiting the toilets, please can I ask you to remain in your seats. Please also refrain from passing through any curtains between the cabin sections unless instructed by a cabin crew member. And please can I ask you to avoid visiting the galley areas. If you require assistance, please remain seated and press the call bell in your seat area. If you are feeling unwell, please press the call bell and also raise your hand or ask the nearest person to raise theirs. This will ensure the cabin crew are equipped to assist you at your seat. We will be happy to answer your questions and provide assistance whilst maintaining a respectful personal distance where possible. Thank you for your help and your understanding in this matter. British Airways have worked closely with food and health experts to agree a temporary service which ensures we deliver that promise. Our service today offers a light refreshment and these have been pre-packed individually. We appreciate your understanding in the circumstances impacting us all as we take the measures to minimize food preparation on board. You are more than welcome to consume any food that you have made on board with you.
Sorry?
When I was in 6-year-old.
6 years old?
Yeah.
6 years old? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know that time. Yeah. It's there.
Wow, wow. You have here, you say?
Yeah, that's real. I see here. Yes, I was there.
I see this a lot. It's for religion? Or?
No, not the same.
It's 6 years old, really? Wow. 6 years old. Wow.
Please make sure that you do catch your coughs and sneezes in a tissue and dispose of it immediately. Further advice can be found at gov.uk/coronavirus or nhs.uk. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself and all your flight crew, it's been an absolute pleasure to fly you back to London, and I think you will agree that it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the hard work, dedication, support from the pilots and the cabin crew on this flight. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to my team. Wishing you all a safe and pleasant upward journey. Thank you and a very good evening.
Thank you guys. Be safe. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Be safe, my friend. So I'd have to say, guys, that was a pretty cool flying experience. It's a much better experience than the actual being at the airport waiting to board. But I'd not slept much at all in the last couple of days. And I think there was a lot of turbulence, but I went out like a baby sleeping away. Thank you guys. Be safe. Hi, thank you very much. Hi guys. So as I was saying, I slept pretty well. The flight was, I think, 9 hours 50 minutes, and I slept pretty good. I feel a bit more refreshed. It feels goddamn weird to be back in London. I think it's 18 degrees, where in New Delhi it was 39 degrees. So mixed emotions right now, but I'm looking forward to getting some really healthy, nutritious food, a nice bottle of wine, a shower, and I'm staying for 2 weeks at my brother's place, my brother's friend's place I should say, in East Putney, South London. So all things considered, on with the adventure. Kuma's back. Cool. Every time. So my issue, guys, with what happened outside with the army personnel is when I arrived, there was probably less than 50 people outside, and all stood in different areas, no organization. I approached an army guy, there was probably less than 10 of them there. Got some information that in broken English that we'd probably be going in within an hour, something like that. It hit 2 hours, which wasn't a problem. I was just happy to be there, knowing that I was getting on a plane. The area that I was told to stand in, I was then told it's the wrong area and that I needed to join the back of the queue. And you know, as far as I'm aware, the army aren't immune to getting the virus. Yeah, we're all humans. We're all susceptible to the possibility of getting it. So when this guy weaves his way around everybody in the crowd,
but then starts deciding to crack the whip. He approached me and started shouting at me, pointing at the floor, saying that I wasn't still on the red dot. Let's not forget that when I arrived, I asked to be directed. I asked for organisation. So I merely pointed out to him that don't you think it's in everybody's best interests if you communicate what the expectations are, what everybody's expected to do, then as a result of that, we're all on the same page moving forward. And it's a very authoritarian response because he just started shouting at me. Yeah, I guess he doesn't like, I guess they just like to shout and be responded to. And he kept repeating himself, "You talk back to me, you talk back to me." And I thought, what kind of interaction is this? I'm merely trying to get information and advising. And he took me out of the queuing process. He made me stand to the right of the desk of where everybody was filtering through. And he said I needed to wait there. So I asked him, why am I waiting here? Let's not forget, I'm a paying customer and I'm getting treated pretty crappy. You know, I'm asking, why am I meant to stay here? He walked off. Dismissively. I asked a colleague of his, another army guy, why am I waiting here? He just pushed me back. So I'm like, okay, so I've been queuing, you know, I've been told to go to the back of the queue, I've been shouted at, and now everybody else is filtering into the airport. 10 minutes passed, you know, I'm still saying to army guys, why am I waiting here? Inform me, why am I waiting here? And the guy beckoned me forward, he said, now you can go in. So, you know, I said, thank you very much for that little exercise in power.